The New England Patriots have the opportunity to prove the NFL wrong. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron. This is Sports Talk Patriots on the daily, pushing out that content to people just like you who can't get enough Patriots football. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and as well at some point, I truly appreciate it, comment below. So today what we're going to be talking about, a potential prove yourself moment against the Chicago Bears and proving the NFL wrong. We're going to get into that as well. We're going to talk to some Maye comments he made on the trade deadline that I think are kind of interesting, especially coming from the captain of the ship. As well, we're going to talk about a potential big drop coming for the New England Patriots and what that might mean. So let's jump right into it. We know in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears, it was a guaranteed pick. Caleb Williams out of USC, the Heisman winner, all these different things. And honestly, his season has been very underwhelming. You look at the weapons he has around him, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Keelan Allen, as well as DeAndre Swift. There are weapons all around him. That offensive line is not a bad offensive line. Offensively, they have the weapons. Is it the curse of the Chicago Bears? Who the heck knows? But when it comes down to it, I would say he is underperforming. And the reason I say that is because I think this game against the Bears-Patriots this Sunday could show a lot of people, hey, the Patriots made the right pick, and very well, that pick could potentially be better than Caleb Williams. Now, I know you might say, pump, whoa, pump the brakes. Listen, we're not even through a full season. Yes, I agree with that, but let's jump into the stats real quick. We look at Caleb Williams. He has played 8 games already. He only has 9 touchdown passes. Again, remember the receivers he has, and then as well he has 5 interceptions. Okay, we jump over to Drake Maye real quick. Drake Maye, he has 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Now, granted, you could argue he could have more interceptions with some of the rough mistakes that he has made in games. But again, you look at his stats, his completion percentages are better. And really, in all aspects, this is really only in 3 total games for Drake Maye. You look at the game against the Jets, he did not play long. You look at the both games against the Jets, he did not play long at all. So you look at the other 3 games against the Titans, against the Jaguars, and against Houston, and when we look at those games, he had some solid games against these teams. As well, his rushing attack, his rushing numbers are better than Caleb Williams. So again, I think this notion that there's times you have these generational talents that have to go, they have to go number one, especially Caleb Williams coming out of LA, USC, winning the Heisman, honestly having an underwhelming season, his last season at USC before he got drafted first overall in this past draft. Again, I really think this is a tone setter for the New England Patriots. Winning this game, I feel like shows, hey, we made some right decisions, especially when it comes to drafting Drake Maye. Again, we need to stress the fact that this offense should be good. A lot of people in the NFC North thought the Chicago Bears were going to be competitive. They're going to be competitive with teams such as the Lions and the Packers and the Vikings, even though they've been on a downward trend lately. I think, still the NFC North is one of the toughest divisions right now in the NFL, and I feel like that is hard to argue. And so with the Bears, again, it's one of those things where, and maybe they could turn around. We got plenty of football left. There's plenty of football left. But again, I think Caleb Williams' performance right now through 8 games compared to Drake Maye's 3 games, Drake Maye, I think, is doing significantly better. And I think this is proving to the NFL that the New England Patriots made the right pick. And I think it's trending in a better direction for the New England Patriots. Again, I understand the Patriots aren't making the playoffs. Yes. But the biggest thing right now is, who is jumping on the bus? Who is getting on the bus and saying, hey, I'm a part of this rebuild. I'm going to be a leader. I'm going to do all these different things. And we're going to get into a player at the end of this episode that it doesn't seem like he is. And so when it comes down to it, I really think buying stock, Drake Maye. He's going up, and I think he can potentially have a very big game against the Chicago Bears. And again, look at Drake Maye offensively. You have some young budding receivers, sure, that have potential for the Patriots. You have Ramondre Stevenson, that is a solid running back that has the potential, in my opinion, to be a top 5 running back in the NFL. But again, there are still a lot of issues on that offense. And even despite all those issues, Drake Maye is still doing a decent job through 3 full games. So comment below, tell me what you think. You might just think that's a bunch of hogwash, whatever, Aaron. But again, I think this is something that is important. I think it's going to set a positive note for the New England Patriots if they can play the Chicago Bears, go in, Drake Maye does well, and gets a win. I think that can show the NFL, hey, look at the Patriots know what's going on, and I think they're trending in the correct direction. So that's the first thing. Comment below. Tell me what you think on that. Next, Gerard Mayo was asked about not making any moves really at the trade deadline. And he was asked, like, so just why didn't you let the Patriots do anything? Why didn't the Patriots do anything? And his response was, we're not sure. Now, again, there's more context to the end of that quote. But again, if he just would have started the quote by saying what he said before, hey, we want to add people to this team that is going to add exponential value to this team. It's simple as that. It's easy enough. Where's the value that needs to be added? A lot of people would argue there needs to be another edge rusher on the team. Sure. You could argue a defensive tackle. Sure, interior defensive tackle, since you have Barmore. Who knows when he's going to come back, if he's going to come back. Hopefully that is continuing to trend in the positive direction. But then offensively, you look at that offensive line, and there's a lot of issues. They've started a different offensive line so many different times, I can't even count anymore. And so there were positions, there was things they could have done to make trades, but apparently they didn't see it in their favor, so they just didn't do it. Now he responds, he continues, he says, not sure. And then he says, I mean, look, for us, it's about value. Correct. It's about thinking about the present and also trying to get better in the future. Yes. Wow. That is like a political comment right there. So not a lot of sustenance right there. But again, responding first with not sure, probably not the greatest response. And again, I think there's probably some moves they could have made, especially when we jump into this last part of the episode where we talk about potentially dropping a player. And at this point, if you're dropping the player, you might as well get something for him if you're going to drop him. And so that leads me into this. Potentially rumored, the Patriots could be expected to move on from wide receiver KJ Osborne. Now, we know that KJ, he did score a touchdown earlier in this year when Pop was dealing with, being sick and all these different things. Apparently, we don't know the full details of that whole situation. But again, he scored. But he also, before that, went on social media, was moaning and groaning about playing time and all these different things, and then came out and said, well, I want to be where I'm at, blah, blah, blah. So when it comes down to it, this is not the type of player you want to be on your team when you're trying to make a rebuild. Plain and simple. But my guess is when they tried to trade him, I don't know after that if there's teams that were like, yeah, we want that. We want a player like that. And so that blows my mind for someone who really is not a bad wide receiver, is like an NFL caliber football player. Am I going to say he's a solid 1, 2, or 3 receiver? Not necessarily, but he's someone who could definitely be on a 53-man roster like the New England Patriots. But again, it's expected that at some point this year they will drop him. And what stinks about that is they will not be getting anything for him golly, I can't talk. Anything for him. There we go. Now, I'm going to pop up this as well. We just look at the depth chart and we look at KJ Osborne, and he's kind of in that second string role for that slot position at wide receiver. Again, we look at Polk. He has struggled this year. Baker really hasn't got the targets we thought he would get. A lot of people were super high on Baker going into this year, and I think they still have a ton of potential. We just need to be patient there. Tyquan Thornton, again, he's long. He has speed. He's a tried and true ex-receiver. So the big question is, if they do that, would they just stick with 6 wide receivers? Would they try to pull someone up from the practice squad? What would happen? We know we have some younger talent that is on the practice squad. So what necessarily would that look like? So comment below. Tell me what you think about that. Tell me what you think about the whole Caleb Williams, Drake Maye battle, the rookies going at it, the number 1, the number 3 pick, as well as Gerard Mayo's comments. I just want to hear you guys below. It mean the world to me. On the way out, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and just a reminder for this weekend, as always, we do a preview episode for the game. That is most likely going to drop on Sunday morning, early Sunday morning, so you can watch, and we do all of our predictions, keys to the game. As well, one of my favorite things, we're going to be talking about Vegas odds. So I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. We'll talk later. Peace.